Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artist grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. It is Monday, the 16th of September. Can you believe we are now passing halfway in September? It's unbelievable. Look, first and foremost, I want to remind you that we are having our voiceover, our Academy Voices virtual conference, all right, October 11th through the 13th. There's a link below. Grab your tickets. We've got incredible speakers. You're going to learn so much. Check out the list of speakers we have. Your mind will be blown. And the coolest thing about this is you can attend from your home, right? It's virtual. This is our third year doing it, and it's the last couple of years have been a huge success. So we know you're going to love it. So make sure you check out that link below and get your ticket today. Okay. All right. So today we are talking about, right, 3 reasons why you're not getting voiceover work. And honestly, because of Avio's Journey Lead Academy and the growth of our publishing company, right, where we're hiring our voice actors and paying them to do audiobooks, I'm learning so much. I'm even learning so much more about why people aren't getting voiceover work. And I thought I want to share that with you today. So let's go down these lists of 3 reasons, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about them. The first one is, and this is the first one you have to tackle, your audio is not up to par. Okay, there's something wrong with your audio, and I want to talk about some of the things that could be wrong. First off, it sounds like you have a lack of acoustical treatment in your room, meaning that there's bounce. It sounds like there's a little bit of echo in your voiceover, or it could be a lot. It sounds like your audio is muffled. Something is not right with your audio. And now remind, we're all going to have different microphones and different spaces and all that and different interfaces, but our audio has to sound good. It has to sound good because, that is something that I can't fix. I can't edit it. I can edit. And I can fix some mouth noises here or there with plugins, right? A little bit of background noise. I can fix that stuff, but I cannot fix a space that sounds like an echo chamber. And 9 times out of 10, I find that it is the acoustical treatment in your space. When in doubt, quadruple your acoustical treatment. And I'm not overstating that, because in the end, the space itself determines the majority of issues or non-issues that you have, meaning like how much treatment you have in your space. And when I say treatment too, I'm talking about thickness. So I usually say, deep voices, or typical lower range male voices, you need about 4 to 6 inches of material. All right. Women can get away with, or higher pitch voices, whether it's male or female, can get away with, 2 to 3 inches. But deeper voices are, typically 4 to 6 inches. And this is where am I getting these numbers from? Well, one, my own experiences over years of trying out different stuff. And 2, working with thousands of voiceover artists and working with them and dealing with helping them, get better sound. It really matters. It really matters because you've got to stop that sound from bouncing around and sounding like an echo. Okay, that's really important. And another part of that is then getting into your mastering. Are you doing too much? A lot of times I will ask my voice actors to send me raw audio, right, if we're having an issue, to hear the raw, because sometimes there could be a problem with you mixing your stuff, you're editing, you're mastering, you're changing the audio and making it sound worse than it does raw. So you need to make sure that that's taken, and getting with an engineer can really help you on that one. Okay, getting with an engineer can really help you learning, and that depends on too if you are kind of, if you're more tech savvy than other, but here's the thing, you have to learn how to do it. We do too much ourselves to pay someone all the time. Now, I'm not saying for audiobooks and things longer form, it's not good to have an editor and stuff. That makes your time go by so much better. But in general, you have to know how to do your audio. You have to, and because we're building a home studio. I mean, unless you're going to some other studio where you're paying engineers a studio to do your work, you have to learn. Okay. And third, just the simple setup of maybe not knowing exactly the right mic position and so forth. That's really, I know this seems like general stuff, but it really is important. And you'd be surprised about how many people, and it's not their fault, they're just new or they don't understand or they don't really think about it. The microphone itself, they're not aware of where the actual capsule is on their microphone, whether it's a top address or a front address. Do you know what I mean? Whether it should be vertical or horizontal, and also where that diaphragm is so it points directly at their mouth, even if it's at a side angle, because, we're looking at our screen or something like that. You've got to, these things matter. There's so many people I work with that their microphones point straight down, and it's not a front address, it's a top address. Remember? So top address means that the microphone comes from the top like this. Front address means like if this was, right, vertical like this and it was in the front. Do you know what I mean? Like a large diaphragm microphone, okay? Like the TLM 103, perfect example. You see it's upright, right? Because that's a front, not top. You have to know these things. I know this sounds silly, but sometimes the microphone is backwards. These things happen a lot because we're just learning. So make sure that your audio is completely up to par and it sounds good. Also, if you have a USB microphone, you're going to do the best you can with it. It might sound okay, but you really need to move yourselves to an XLR microphone as fast as you can with an interface. I'm not saying that for the road, if you're auditioning here or there and you have to have a mic quickly on the go, a USB mic isn't a good idea. It is a good idea to carry quickly with you, but it's not a mic. Maybe one day they'll get better. It's interesting because they've not gotten as better. They've not gotten as better as I thought they would have. Over the last few years because they were moving along for a while. But the XLR microphones, I mean, that's what we use because they work very well. They sound, I mean, they just sound good. All right, so, make sure you're trying to move into that. All right, so enough about audio. You just have to have great audio, all right, because everyone else you're competing with, they're going to have great audio. So you have to have great audio. And if you're not sure, get someone else to listen who knows what they're talking about. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 2, you're targeting the wrong genre. I see this so much. Okay, first off, we can't wish upon work. Like for example, and I'll use this, and I know there's always a caveat or a exception to the rule, but here's a perfect example: real estate agents. I love them. I have many friends who are real estate agents. But when it comes to hiring voice actors, they suck in all kindness, right? They just don't. We have tried, we have tried so many campaigns. I've worked with so many students. We've done so much, and it is just one of those things where we have learned that that is a genre or a category of a potential client who we believe because they make videos, really, for homes and stuff like that, to believe that they should use voice actors. We wish that upon them that they do, but they do not hire voice actors. They just don't, and a lot of that is it's the cost and how they operate. Now, I have done a lot of work for commercial real estate, and I think that's where you need to shift your mindset if you're trying to do something like that. But this is what I'm talking about. Picking a genre is important, that like if you're targeting. Here's another really tough one, especially today, and that's e-learning. Okay, e-learning is one of those things that over the years, unfortunately, AI has probably, in my personal humble opinion, AI has actually gotten it the biggest foothold into is e-learning. And I think that's because a lot of the e-learning specialists use, as you know, if you have done e-learning, and remember, I'm talking about e-learning and not necessarily explainer videos, because that's a different thing, right? Because explainer videos, we are really, we're selling at the same time. And that's different. But e-learning, I think, is I've just seen, we've lost at Academy Voices. We just lost a lot of business to big companies. I mean, big companies moving to AI. That's just an e-learning thing. Now, that doesn't mean I still don't do e-learning. That doesn't mean like there's not all kind. E-learning is a big category. But the reason why I bring that up to you, and the reason why I'm talking about the wrong genre, is because I see a lot of voice actors who want something to work, or they want it to work and it's not working, and they think something's wrong with them. When in reality, who they're targeting or they might not even know who they're really targeting. Because like if I say, well, I'm trying to get e-learning work, that's so massive. Think about how many subcategories are in e-learning. Like just saying e-learning, right? Is just saying, like, yeah, I mean, you're just saying like I need just something very broad in general as opposed to something specific. Right. So it's important for you to move your thinking into what right now is getting a lot of work. Now, if you come to me and you're like, listen, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to build my brand about. This is who I am. And this is what my business is going to be known for. That's different. Because that means that everything you could become known for that. And that separates you no matter who's in the game or not. Okay, but that still doesn't mean it's not a longer road. So, for example, we know audiobooks, we know character work, we know commercials still. There's certain things that trend, especially now, like Halloween work. Right before this video, I just did another Halloween job. Okay, and, the holidays trend very well. As well as all kinds of different types of genres that work and trend in certain times of the year, especially like this time of the year, right? Think of a lot of holiday stuff. Think of a lot of holiday commercials, a lot of your positioning in the marketing. So much of this is marketing, right? And that's a part of all of this is picking the wrong genre and not understanding how to market yourself effectively as a voice actor. That is a challenge because remember, you're going against everybody else. Now, you are and you aren't, right? You are because you and I are competing maybe for the same job if we're similar, but we're different. We're unique. So the reality is yes, we're competing, but in my mind, what we're really competing on is not our voices, but what we're really competing on is eyeball time. Right, or ear time, but eyeball first and then ear, meaning like I'm competing with you about who's better at getting in front of people. Is it me or you? A lot of problem with AI is that they spend a lot of money to get in front of more people than us, so they got a lot of attention. Okay, they're not better. They just got a lot of attention because they spent a lot of money getting in front of more people than us. That's what we're really competing on. Does that make sense? So that's another part. And to wrap all this up, the third thing that I see that one of the biggest challenges is a lack of coaching. A lack of understanding all those things. Like a lack of coaching and support for your audio. A lack of coaching and support for your marketing. A lack of coaching and support for your acting. Think of every professional in every field. They have coaches. They have support. They have training. This is like the only field where we get into and think we don't need training. We're just going to wing it. Think about every single field, whether you are a craftsman, whether you're, an executive, whether you are, no matter what you're in, whether you're an educator, we all have to be trained and we all need coaching and we all have continual education. Okay, the same thing is with this. You need education. Listen, whether you want to be a part of a VO's Journey Elite Academy where we educate and do all this stuff, or you find someone else, you need education. You need support. Because that is the basis for you growing. So anyways, those are three things. Those are actually the three main things. Now, yes, you could drill down into it like auditioning. That was a big reason why we added, Gabby Nistico to our team here at VO's Journey Elite Academy, because she specializes in auditioning and educating people on how to audition well and win auditions, which is, at the heart of when we're in front of people and we've got the opportunity to audition well, right? So, I mean, there's categories, subcategories, and so forth. But those are the three main things that I see that are causing people to not get work. And look at yourself and your business and see if any of those match up to you. And really ask yourself, do I have the coaching and support right now with what I'm doing? You know what I mean? To move forward. All right. So, and again, if you are interested, check out VO's Journey Elite Academy. We got 50% off right now to try us out for the first month. This is a good time to join. It's a good time of the year, right? We're moving into a lot of commercial work, a lot of holiday work. So, good time to try us out. All right, guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I'll talk to you soon. Please leave a comment. Tell us what you're struggling with, what you need help with. And I'd love to do a video on it for you. All right, have a good one, you guys. Bye-bye.